and welcome to the Premier Point podcast. On this episode, we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the Premier Point Ambulatory Infusion Centers. My name is Stephanie, and I am the social media coordinator at Premier Point. Let's go around the room and introduce ourselves.
And I am Trisha Bostic. I am the client service coordinator for our AIC at the Lakeshore office.
My name is Courtney Bautista. I am the infusion nurse of Premier Point Ambulatory Infusion Center. I go around all three branches also as performance improvement coordinator. So you can see me everywhere.
And my name is Brad. I am the design and development coordinator for Premier Point.
Okay, so let's start off super basic. What is ambulatory infusion?
Ambulatory Infusion Center is a center where we do give medications through intravenous route.
Mm-hmm.
So we insert or we initiate peripheral IV access by using our short peripheral access devices. And we give medications ranging from antibiotics, steroids, biologics, anything that could be given through IV. And by the way, not only that one, we also give intramuscular and subcutaneous injections. So that's all about Ambulatory Infusion Center.
And so what kind of conditions are we treating at the Ambulatory Infusion Center? Like what kind of patient would be coming in?
We treat patients who have chronic illnesses, conditions of the GI, such as Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis. We also treat, give medications to patients who have rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, even asthma, and what else? Yeah, CIDPs, neurologic, GI, pulmo, and
A lot.
rheumatoid.
So, yeah.
So
a wide range. Yeah.
Basically, any disease that needs infusion
Correct.
therapy.
So what would be the difference between getting your infusion at an ambulatory infusion center, or let's say like going to a hospital to get that infusion?
Oh, so it is really a big difference because here at the Ambulatory Infusion Center, of course, it's not a hospital. You do not get admitted to a hospital and stay there for long just to get the infusion. And at the Ambulatory Infusion Center, you get the services, but you feel like it's not in the hospital, it's in your home, and yet you still get the best treatment according to the standards, of course.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure being relaxed like you're at home is way better than feeling like you're at a hospital, especially if you're going through an infusion or something that you're just starting to go through and don't know a whole lot about it. You know, that makes a world of a difference.
Right, especially because a lot of these infusions are several hours long, so you want to have the place that's comfortable. Why don't we talk actually about some of the amenities that we offer at Premier Point?
What makes it comfortable?
Well, we actually do, as soon as the patient walk in, just the environment of walking through the door, you could tell this is not a hospital setting. You don't even smell that. There's just even the smell is different.
Yeah.
So, most of the patients, we could either do the private rooms or the community rooms. If they want to bring family and friends, they're welcome to do that as well. All the chairs are recliners, so you could lay back, watch TV. There's Netflix, there's cable TV. We have iPads. I mean, we basically have everything a hospital does not have. Yeah. So definitely completely different from a hospital.
I don't think they have any of those things.
No, you got to bring your own.
Yeah, I just would like to say that some of our patients who used to get the infusions at the hospitals, they would always tell us, we all know that hospital, they are, congested, like they have to be in line they have to wait for how many hours before they get the medicine. They have to wait for hours before they get entertained, and then they have to wait for the medicine. But in our ambulatory infusion center, I am proud to say that they would always say,
No waiting
no
time."
waiting time. So the moment I get into the room, I get seated. I'm offered, well, of course, the menu
Of course.
or beverages, the complimentary beverages that we offer to our patients, and then the medication is right away.
Yeah, I mean,
Prepared and given.
we feed them if they're there for an infusion longer
Then
than
2 to 3
than
hours.
2 to 3 hours. Yeah,
They get to pick something off the menu. Nobody's back there preparing meals
Yeah.
for them.
it's not hospital food.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. Definitely not hospital food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of them do look forward to getting that meal.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it just those little things make a world of a difference when you're
Of course.
there. Nobody likes going to a hospital for.
It gets so simple. As soon as you walk in, you could just tell automatically who's getting what.
Yeah.
So you're getting your usual today, and I feel like they like that. That they feel like I just studied them. They're like, "Oh, Trisha is just so perfect because she knows it." But I just know them since they're becoming so long what their routine is because they stick to their routine. Like they don't differ from it.
Yeah.
So is there then a difference in cost for the patient, out-of-pocket costs, and if their insurance covers us over, having the infusion at a hospital?
I believe there is a difference in cost because they don't have to stay in the hospital for like an overnight stay or 3 days or how many days to get the infusion or to get the medicines done. So
it's a lesser cost than
lesser
for the
cost,
patient,
of course. And besides, if they are going to receive the medication for 2 hours, the whole day is not consumed because of waiting time at the hospital. So they can still be they can still be productive after the infusion or before the infusion because when we say 2 hours plus 30 minutes or post or pre-treatment monitoring, they still have the extra 5 hours to 6 hours to do their job. So I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you went into a hospital for a 2-hour treatment, you're probably going to be there
Half the day.
Or they
Yeah.
said
Or all
something
day.
or all day.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
get them seated and get them in.
Yeah, and the care that we give is so much more, like you were saying, Trisha, personalized. You know what I mean?
It
Like,
is.
You really
it's very
know.
personal.
Yeah.
Of course, because we stick to the standards set by the ACHC.
And
Yay.
our incredibly high standards that we hold for ourselves.
Absolutely.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Actually, why don't we talk about the connection with Premier Point Ambulatory Infusion Center and PharmaScript, and if that makes it easier on the patient if we are able to provide the drugs quicker than maybe someone else who has to get it outside of the company.
Absolutely. That is one of our advantages because we have our own pharmacy where we don't have to wait and we don't have to be worried about when the medication will be delivered or when the medication will be sent to us. Especially if we have patients who just they cancel, they move, reschedule appointments, and then the best thing that we have is that the pharmacy is right there, so we can just call and
Get it dropped off. Or someone could just go pick it up. It's so easy.
Yeah. And we have our specialty pharmacists
Absolutely.
that are definitely different than your pharmacist that you go to at CVS, so they are very, very good at what they do.
Yeah, they're efficient and effective in delivering. Kudos to the pharmacists.
Sometimes these doctors and hospitals expect us to create miracles. So what they do, if they have something as simple as a normal saline hydration that need to get done, they would just send the patient right over, and then you need to get that done right then and there.
Yeah, right.
About having the pharmacy at your disposal, it's easy for us to just get the medication right then and there.
Yeah.
So.
Besides our pharmacy is a specialty pharmacy, so we have basically all of the drugs, biologics, narcotics, so they can supply that. So we don't have a problem with that one, especially for these medications for chronic diseases.
If we backtrack just a second, when you just briefly mentioned the ACHC.
Mhm.
Can you just explain what that is for people who don't know what that is?
Oh, it is an accreditation body. We were just got surveyed last week, and we were given an approval that we are accredited according to the standards set by the Accreditation Commission for Healthcare Services. So, yeah, we are so proud that we were able to follow the guidelines and the certain standards that the ambulatory infusion center should follow in providing healthcare services to our patients.
And especially being so young in the game, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Hospital's been here forever.
Yeah.
We're point of what, 5 years old, and passing this with flying colors is amazing.
Yeah.
And those surveys are not like a breeze, you know.
No.
I mean,
I mean, this one was a breeze because, of course,
Well,
everything was
yes.
put in order.
flawless.
Of course, and this is unannounced.
Yeah.
Like they would not tell you that we are going next week on this day and this date,
They just show up.
and they just call like few hours in the morning before office hours. I believe the surveyor called like 8 o'clock in the morning, and we open at 9 o'clock, and they're telling us,
No time to fix nothing.
I'm having my breakfast and I'm going to your facility today for the survey. We're like, oh yeah.
That's a no pressure start to your day.
Right. But see if you're prepared, like Premier Point
Right.
is.
Right.
Exactly. That's
You
the
just
point.
welcome them in.
Yeah.
Right?
Whether they schedule it or they
It
just
don't
pop in,
matter
it makes
because
no
we're
difference.
following the guidelines.
Makes
So
no difference. That's right.
Yeah, so I'm not really familiar with other infusion centers in Chicago. I bet you guys would probably be more than I am. What makes Premier Point different from other infusion centers of its kind?
Of course, we will start with the facility. So
Without naming
without
specific
naming, of
names.
course, of course. I don't name names because I'm taking my my observations also from our patients, from our patients' observation that they said others will just be sitting in a recliner together with other patients, which they do not like. But we at the Premier Point Ambulatory Infusion Center, we give them private rooms, complete with Netflix, TV, YouTube, Wi-Fi, complimentary drinks, and our nurses are awesome, just really awesome. Like they always put patients first before everything else, and that's why we are proud to be member of the PPAIC staff.
Yeah, because I mean, even with amenities, which amenities are important, you know, when it feels like home, like we said, it's, you know, you really can't have it any better than that. But more importantly than that too, it is the
privacy.
the privacy, and it's the staff that we have there. I mean,
Yeah,
the staff
staff
is
is excellent.
incredibly
Absolutely.
important.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so, okay, we'll let Trisha. So where are all three of our facilities at in Chicago?
Okay, so we have one downtown Chicago, between on Lakeshore Drive, that's 680 Lakeshore Drive. We also have a facility in Deerfield, 717 Lake Cook Road, and there's also one in Oak Lawn, and I think there's 95th and Cicero. They're at the corner there in that.
Yeah.
West 95th Street.
I'm trying to remember the lot because there's that's a
7B.
little lot, right?
Yeah,
it's
it's
in there.
Suite 7B at West 95th Street,
There you go.
Oakland.
There you go.
There you go. Yes.
Sweet 7B.
She knows.
She knows
Exactly.
it.
I didn't even know the suite number.
You've been there a few times.
She goes around.
Yeah. And then I guess, you know, and also, and Corny can mention that not only Premier Point infusion centers, but now we have infusion centers that are over on the West Coast that have just opened up.
Yeah, we just opened 2 centers outside of Chicago. We have one at North Durango Drive in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's called PharmaScript Ambulatory Infusion Center. and one in Albuquerque at America's Parkway, Albuquerque, New Mexico. We just opened, and we are so ready to accept patients there. And
and amazing facilities too. So you can go online, you can go to premierpointinfusion.com.
Correct.
And read everything about the Premier Point AICs.
Take your virtual tour.
Take a virtual tour. Well, the virtual tours are getting redone now. So at the moment,
oh, okay.
you can read up all about it there. Those are getting redone and will be up there shortly.
Okay.
And then the PharmaScript AIC.com, you can go and see those brand new facilities on there and all the information about them as well.
Yeah, the virtual tour looks it's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you're doing a good job with our website because our surveyor said, I viewed the website before coming here, and they look awesome.
Yeah, they were impressed.
They were impressed
Good.
with the website.
Well, that makes me happy. I mean, we look at, you always look at what's going on in websites and in our business itself and what others doing, and there's no difference between our sites being above the standard as far as the way they look, easy to get to, the information's great, and it reflects the business itself.
And that's how we do get a lot of referral source. I mean, our referrals come in as well. Patients go view it, they call in, and they request to come over there. So they want to know what steps they need to take to come to the centers because they want to switch from wherever they were. So, so the website does play a major role.
Oh, yeah.
And then why don't you actually talk about the app that you are working on for AIC and how that's going to benefit the patients?
Well, yeah. So recently we had an app developed for iOS and Android. And this is going to be just a very nice app for the patients and the people like Trisha and Corny and all of our facilities and the staff to communicate with scheduling, any other things that may go on that need to be adjusted. As the app is new, we will have news on there, what's going on with the company itself. So it's very much a communication, a scheduling app, along with, we'll build upon it and we'll do some more with it as we go along. But it is, you can go to the website and download it now. And we are just, we're in the process of getting all of that squared away, and it is brand new. But it's just another tool, whatever we can supply to make the patient more at ease, make things easy, reminders. Yes, everybody likes hearing Trisha's voice for a reminder, but we can do it a bunch of other ways as well.
And eventually they'll be able to just book their appointment right on the app, right?
Yeah, you can. And you can't just go on the app now and download it and book an appointment. I mean, obviously, if you were to do that, it's a process still. Mm-hmm. So if you would, of course, it would be monitored and it would have to go through that process as well. You just can't do that. But you will be able to, once you do have appointments booked, it will be much easier to just send a message request to have it changed, or if there an issue arises or anything like that.
It's appealing. I'm a millennial, so I don't talk on the phone. So that would be something appealing to me.
Something texted.
Yeah, if we can just use our thumbs to take care of things, that's the way we do it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and actually, talking about the app, that really brought to mind how technology forward AIC is. We use the Visi mobile system and telehealth monitoring. We actually talk about that a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that is so helpful for nurses because that would continuously monitor the vital signs while the infusion is going on. It would tell us if the patient is already suffering from, significant changes in their medical conditions. So while the patient is going on, they are hooked to a leads into the chest, and then it has a wrist monitor that would record all the vital signs that we need. And then that would give us, we can view the graph if we would like for the EKG readings in case we can since we can see from the readings that for example, heart rate is going up, blood pressure going down. So we can still relate it to the graphic trends. So that is the best actually vital signs monitor that we could have at the ambulatory infusion center. Yeah.
So let's say I'm a patient listening to this at home. I'm like, oh, this all sounds great. I'm getting my infusion at a hospital and I'd maybe like to switch over. What would that process be?
Well, they'll have to most of them will call in, and then we'll just request for them to communicate with the doctor's office and have them fax us over their referral form, the orders, their history and physical, any previous medication they've been on. They could always go on our website and get a copy of the referral form, or they could call in and we could fax them over a copy of the referral form. It's easier for them because everything filled on that form is exactly what we'll need to start the process to get them in. Once we do that, we send it over to the verification department to get the authorization approved by the insurance. That does take a while, so maybe sometimes 10 to 15 days for insurance to approve these type of medication. And once we get that approval, we call them, we schedule them in. Yeah. No hesitation with schedule. We fit them in as soon as possible. There's not that long delay like you in a hospital, because some of them it's months before they even could get into to start the process. Yeah. Definitely.
From a hospital, yeah.
From a hospital. And even though they have frequencies that they need to follow,
right.
If the hospital infusion center can't get them in, they'll have to delay the process.
So our longest process is just waiting for insurance companies.
Approved. Absolutely. We definitely follow their frequency and comply with what the doctor prescribed.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. We have most doctor's office is actually recommending Premier Point for infusion than actually going to the hospital infusion center.
As well they should.
That's something I always find very bizarre.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Right?
And then also you can go to something I know I've added to the websites recently because of, the way healthcare is and the way insurances are and how expensive medications are. Some of our popular, if I say popular, I use that loosely, but treatments that we do more frequently and then have copay assistance programs as well. You can go to the premierpointinfusion.com or pharmascriptaic.com under infusion services, and there is a list of the top medications that we do with copay assistance all the time, and you can get a head start just you as a patient. Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. So I think that we can wrap this up unless there's anything you guys want to add.
I just would like to, because I was looking at the patient satisfaction survey forms, and I've noticed that we get referrals also not only from the physician's office, but we get referrals by word of mouth.
Right.
So, which means that when the patients are satisfied with our services, either because we start from the facilities, the amenities, the staff actually, because they said the staff are very helpful, they are knowledgeable, they are very friendly, and I look forward to my infusion every 8 weeks or every 4 weeks. So just wanna, why would you go to the hospital where you don't get privacy? Why wouldn't you just go to Premier Point Ambulatory?
Why would you go to any other infusion center other than us? But in Premier Point, and us as a company, we base ourselves off of the care we get and the extra mile that we go and the services that we give that are not comparable to what others are doing. We're above it. We're well above the standard. And the word of mouth referral then becomes the greatest one, because we don't rely heavily on any kind of marketing. We do a little bit, as all companies do, but we're heavily based on people talk about what an amazing job that our facilities do. Yeah.
And like I always tell patients when they call in, once you come here, you're not going to want to go nowhere else.
That's right. That's true.
just the bottom
That
line.
is seriously true. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm like, as
Absolutely.
soon as you come here, believe me, you're not going to go anywhere else.
Yeah. So go see Trisha.
Go see Sid and Patrick
And Sid and Patrick.
everybody.
And
And Courtney.
else.
Yeah.
And the nurses. Like,
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Go see them all.
we're all great staff.
Yeah.
And we look forward to new referrals.
And
you can-
others would, others might be hesitant that going to the ambulatory infusion center would, there is a thinking that, what happens? What if I will suffer adverse reactions? Could they manage it? Well, at the Premier Point Ambulatory Infusion Center, we are trained to manage anaphylactic reactions. So we do have anaphylactic kits to manage in case there are adverse reactions. So because our patients would always say, in the hospital, whenever I feel like I'm itching, I'm good at that. I'm in the hospital already, but we can still also manage that one at the ambulatory infusion center because we have anaphylactic kits. Our nurses are trained for first aid, basic life support, so they don't have to worry about everything else because, doctors would always call us, how about anaphylactic management? Can you do that? Of course, absolutely we do. We can manage anaphylactic reactions at the ambulatory infusion centers.
That brings up just another question for me. So is it, what is it like when I first come in? Do you find that people are very, it is nerve-wracking if you're going through something that you've never gone through in life, whether it's Crohn's disease or if it's, if it's
regular asthma.
Yeah, or whatever it is. I mean, it can be very intimidating, right? To start this type of thing.
Yeah.
I think we start our reassurance from the telephone calls we give them.
Oh, right.
So most patients will ask all those questions that is lingering behind their head over the phone. And of course, we're going to reassure them that coming in here, just entering the door, you'll definitely walk into something that most relaxed and getting greeted and meeting the staff. We show them the facility. We try to downplay it as soon as they walk in and not get them all anxious. Like, come in, start your IV. We show them around, get them familiar with the facility, then we get them seated.
Yeah.
So that kind of take the ease off them, and then all the questions they have to ask, we have the answers, for their questions.
Yeah.
So it's also making it
Because that's super important. I know to me because I don't like going to the doctor. Nobody likes going to the hospital. But when you do though, I mean, you go in and they just are very abrupt and they just get this started. And even if you had a question, they almost would be
exactly
sort of.
That's where we come in differently.
Yeah,
And we have a vein finder.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
That is a big deal.
That is
because
a huge deal.
Some patients know that, like, they would always they would tell you, "Oh, I'm a hard hit." When I was in the hospital, they had to poke me like several times just to get into the vein. And so we're like, "Oh, we have a vein finder, Accuvane
How does it work?
V400 to." It is a light. It is an LED light where we can just point it into the patient's arm or the vein, and then we can easily visualize the vein. So that would give us an ease in inserting the catheters.
Yeah,
the IV
I mean,
catheters.
how many people have gotten stuck at the hospital and it took the nurse
Forever.
5 times to get it right?
Yeah. And then they had to call the team just to start the IV.
Yeah, and that's literally the very beginning of it.
I know.
Yes, imagine.
Yeah, that's the part that needs to go very, very nice and easy once they get
Correct.
rolling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we have that equipment.
we have everything.
So if you notice,
Yeah.
there's a lot of advantage in coming to a Premier Point
Yes.
compared to other facilities.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, cool. Well,
Thanks.
I want to thank Trisha and Corny for joining us, myself and my co-podcaster Brad today. Taking time your busy AIC schedule to come over here. We do want to promote our social media pages. We are at it's at Premier Point AIC and at PharmaScript AIC on Instagram and Twitter. And you can also find us on Facebook by searching Premier Point Ambulatory Infusion Center or PharmaScript Ambulatory Infusion Center. And Brad, why don't you talk? I know we already did, but just to reiterate, talk about the websites and where they can find us online.
Yeah, so again, go to premierpointinfusion.com, and that will guide you through our facilities here in Chicago, which also you can segue into, our PharmaScript AICs out west and other areas. And then, so pharmascriptaic.com is also the separate website for the facilities in Albuquerque and Las Vegas. And then we also have pharma-script.com, which is our specialty pharmacy website. So you can go and read up all about our specialty pharmacy. And then we do have, and then we have a home health also side of Premier Point, which is pphhealth.com. And all those sites, they're all linked together. You can easily navigate from one to the other and get every ounce of information about Premier Point and PharmaScript that you need.
Awesome.
Yeah, great.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.